Let's talk about the game Friday night with Farwell. Mr. Glasscock already videoed the entire game, and he already posted it on Facebook.
Yes,
You've probably already looked at that. You've probably already looked at some other things also. I want to tell you what I noticed from being on the sidelines and taking pictures, and you tell me what was happening. It seemed to me that after, first of all, I want to thank you for going off on the first series, offensive series, and scoring. That was wonderful.
It felt awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Did it feel awesome?
Yes, ma'am.
It was wonderful because so many times we get the ball and then it's 3 and out,
Yeah.
and I'm thinking, oh no. And so that was wonderful. Did you all feel pumped up?
It felt great.
Yeah.
I wasn't in, but I was going crazy on the sideline. Yes, ma'am.
Good.
Yes, ma'am.
So let's see now. Then they got the ball, and you stopped them on their first series. You want to talk about that at all? Can you remember stopping them?
Honestly, all I remember is they kept trying to run the ball, and I mean they got a few good runs, but once they got close to their end zone, they couldn't do much after that.
They wanted the ball in number 14's hands, and we took care of number 14 the best that we could.
And 22.
Yeah.
That's when Edgar
And
got
22.
that first stop.
What did you think about 22? Did anybody talk to 22 at all? Was
No.
there any kind of no conversations?
No,
not really.
he stood to himself.
Yes, he definitely
He was by himself. He didn't talk to anybody. I think he was very overrated now. He was overhyped.
Yeah. No, he got off the line fast, and he was kind of elusive.
Oh yeah.
But I think he was overrated. And I saw his stats from last year, whereas last year he had 2,000 something yards, but this year he's only had 1,300. So I don't know what's going on. And I think he's a junior. Does that sound right?
I think so.
Yes. Now the quarterback's a senior, and I could see the body language in that quarterback.
He's never been hit that hard.
No, he's used to getting 100+ yards a game.
Exactly.
He's
So
never
you
been
saw
hit that hard.
He
too.
barely
Yeah.
passed 10 yards this game.
Yeah, he got 13 yards.
Yes, ma'am.
And he got 67 passing.
Yeah.
Passing.
Hard way to end a year.
So what did you, all right, line. What did you think about their defensive line? Any opinions? And how big was your guy that you were up against?
They were pretty big. I mean, most people are bigger than us, but they weren't really physical. We've played more physical teams in the past, and they weren't. They were pretty soft. They reacted more, and we were just out physical than up front. They were tired by halftime.
They were fast too.
Yeah, they were fast.
They were keeping up with me when I was rolling out. They were on my tail.
Really? And they were big.
Yeah, they were big.
I'll tell you one of the most surprising things I saw. I mean, I've seen it before in the pros and in college, but I was so surprised when, for some reason, do you remember when 14 went back to pass? And I think he must have been, I was kind of looking at everything, and he went back to pass, and it was over toward, and then he threw the ball over towards the Farwell sidelines in number 77 for them.
Oh,
Yeah.
Caught the pass. And the
That was
first-
confusing.
And then he's dragging Jonathan Lozano down the sidelines with him. But he was, and I'm thinking, first thing I thought of was, I wonder if he reported in as eligible, and come to find out
He was ineligible.
he was ineligible. But he was ecstatic about
Yeah,
it.
they all were.
Yeah.
Everybody
Were
was.
they-
Everyone was
they-
loving it.
Yeah.
Everyone loved it. Yes, ma'am.
Exactly. Let's see now. So you noticed the body language also. I look at, the other thing I do is like at halftime, I watch how the teams go off into the locker room. And I could already see a big difference. I think they kind of knew that you all were a lot tougher. And I don't know if Coach Weston told you or not, their coach said that, well, we're going to beat you. That's what he said to Coach Weston.
Dang.
So yeah, exactly. So I didn't know if you knew that.
No.
No idea.
Let's see. Tell me about your sack.
Oh, it was great because that guy, he was holding me and holding me and holding me and holding me. I don't know if that's all that he could do to keep me off of their guys, but he kept holding me, and then he actually held me on that play too, and I guess he thought the play was over, but the quarterback scrambled and he let go of me, so I went and got the sack. It was insane, especially with Gage right there.
There's a Gage.
Yes, ma'am. It was great sharing that sack with Gage.
How does it feel having Gage back after
Oh,
missing?
It's awesome.
It's
amazing.
wonderful. It's
His motors
it's
seems
new
to
kind
be
of
always
energy.
going.
Yes, for sure. New kind of energy.
Tell me about your interception.
Honestly, I just saw the ball in the air and I need stats. I was thinking I need to beat Darian in interceptions, and then moments later he got an interception too. But it was a 4th down. I could have just passed it, just deflected the ball so he could be further. But I wanted stats.
That's okay. It delayed the game.
Yeah.
We were. Some of us have always wondered if you ever think about, okay, we've got to get between 70 and 80 plays per game, or some of us, we almost wish that you could delay and let the clock come down to about 4 seconds and then, take some time off. I'm not sick. Allergies. Let's see now. How about any hurries?
They were constant. Those guys, they really couldn't keep up with our defensive line. Like I said, they were holding a ton, but we were getting off of it pretty easily.
How big was your guy that you were up against?
He was probably like 6'4", maybe 270, 280. They were pretty big. They were big on this. They were pretty big. So the right end was pretty small, but he was still big. He was still maybe 6 foot, maybe 210. They were big and they were fast. They weren't as physical as us, so we were able to hold them a lot.
Where did you all go eat after the game?
Waterburger.
Oh,
San
did
Angelo.
you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we were wondering, because we thought we saw a Farwell bus at Waterburger also.
In Vic Spring, yes, ma'am.
So you didn't see the Farwell guys at all?
No, we went to San Angelo.
Oh, you went to San Angelo?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I have a question. On pass defense, are y'all always man-to-man, or do y'all have a zone type of defense?
We have a cover 2 and a cover 3, and then sometimes we'll go man. Yes, sir.
What's the difference? Can you quickly explain the difference between cover 2 and cover 3?
In our cover 2, we have 2 high safeties, and then the corners are kind of about 5 yards off. Then our cover 3, our corners will play like man, and then they'll back off about 7 yards, and our outside backers will roll down, and then I'll be like whatever side, the strength side on the high safety. And then we'll be manned also. Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's see. Are you working on anything special, do you know of, for the 2-point conversions?
Honestly, I'm not sure yet. I think we need to go back to our little motion into the flat, because that works well with Eddie or Dylan.
Do you think you'll have? Do you think you will have Elijah back?
Yes.
He needs to be.
That was a sad situation.
Yes.
Unfortunate, should not have happened. This is coming from a retired medical professional, but that's beside the point. I felt bad for him. I felt bad for him. Let's see. You haven't looked at anything yet on hauling, except for maybe what you've done at home on your own?
Yeah.
Okay. And we're just going to go out there and
Play our game.
play our game. We don't
Make it
care
out.
about what their record is, and we're going to treat them like we're going to be playing Canadian or something.
Yes, ma'am.
And we're just going to go in there, and we're not going to get down, and we're just going to.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have anything else to add about the game that you would like to say about last week's game?
I think that's everything.
We covered it.
Thank you.
so much.
Thank you.